how to get your website on Google. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from DeyTips.com, and in this video I'm answering one of the most common questions that I get, which is, Sam, I don't know how to get my website on Google. Can you help me? Now the answer to that is yes, I can help you, and in this video I'm going to be sharing a few tips which will help you with this issue. Now in this particular video I'm going to be sharing 5 tips that you can take away and use to implement as a strategy to help you rank better on Google. But before I even get into those 5 tips, I want to make it clear that you're not actually ranking your website in Google. You're actually ranking your individual web pages. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Sam, what is the difference? Well, Google does not actually rank whole websites. Google will rank web pages according to the content of that specific web page. So for example, if you had a website about paintings and you were selling different paintings on that site, you might have a web page that was dedicated to antique paintings. Now you would want to rank that individual web page for keywords that are related to antique paintings. And you might have another page on your website that is all about portraits. Now you would want to rank that particular page of your website for keywords related to portraits. So I just wanted to make that clear that when you're trying to rank your website in Google, you're not ranking your whole entire site. What you're actually doing is optimizing each and every individual page of your website and even your blog articles as well to appear in Google for keywords that are related to that specific page. Now I want to break down that word optimize. What I mean by optimizing a web page is actually taking a web page, identifying what keyword it is that you want that web page to rank for in Google, and making sure that you actually have that keyword in the relevant places on that page. For example, you want to have that keyword in the URL of that particular page. You also want to have that keyword in the title of your page, maybe with a little bit of a variation, and you definitely want to have that keyword scattered around the content of your page. Now, this being said, you definitely want to write your article or create your web page for the purpose of your end users. So don't add the keywords in unnatural places. Make sure it's still easy for your readers to actually consume that content, and you're not only writing for the search engines. That being said, you still need to make sure that your keywords are scattered around your content, and you also want to use what's known as latent semantic indexing. Now this is just a fancy word for related keywords, and you can find these related keywords by going onto Google and searching for whatever your main keyword is, scrolling to the bottom and finding what related keywords there are to the particular keyword that is in question. Now you want to use as many keywords as possible that are actually related to your keyword and related to the content that you're writing about. So don't just include keywords that are related but not necessarily related to your page or your article that you're writing. So now let's get into my 5 tips to help you optimize your website for more search engine traffic. Now my tip number 1 is to actually submit your website to Google Webmaster Tools and Bing Webmaster Tools. Now I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can access these tools, and it's pretty straightforward for you to do this, but if you have any difficulties with it, please do leave a comment in the comment section down below, and if enough of you are having difficulties with it, then I will actually upload a video explaining exactly how to do this. But essentially, when you submit your website to Google Webmaster Tools, you're actually telling Google that your website exists. So as soon as your website goes live, you want to make sure that you submit your website to Google and to Bing Webmaster Tools so that they actually know that you exist, and they will send their bots out to your site so that their bots can crawl your website, and hopefully if your site is optimized properly, you will start ranking for keywords that are related to your website. My tip number 2 is to make sure that your website is full of dynamic content. This might mean that you also have to create a content marketing strategy. Now I do actually have some videos on content marketing, and I'll leave some in the description down below. However, don't expect to rank any of your web pages in Google overnight. This can take some time, and it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. But if you create great content for your website, then people are much more likely to actually link to your website. Now, I also have a video on link building, and I'll leave that in the description down below. But essentially, a good link building strategy will mean that higher authority websites, or websites that have been around longer than yours, that index a lot better in Google, if you can get them to link to your site, then Google will see that as a thumbs up, that another website that's bigger than yours is actually endorsing your website, and that's an indicator to Google that your site is actually worth indexing. Now, the best form of dynamic content that you can have for your website is in the form of a blog, and I have numerous amounts of videos on blogging, and I'll leave some in the description as well. But essentially, blogging helps you to create regular content for your website, and a regularly updated website is definitely a plus sign for a site that's easily found in Google. Now, my tip number 3 is to simply choose the right keywords. Sometimes you're searching for your website with keywords that are just way too competitive. Now, I've spoken in previous videos about short tail and long tail keywords, but essentially short tail keywords are normally very difficult to rank for. So for example, if you own a hair salon and you go to Google and you type in hair salon and you're wondering why your website ranks on page 30 or 40, it might be because that keyword hair salon is way too competitive for your website to compete for at this stage of your website's career. Try optimizing your website for less competitive keywords or something more long tail, and by long tail I simply mean a keyword that has 3 or more words. Now, an example of a long tail keyword for a hair salon might be something like hair salon for black hair. As a hair salon, you are much more likely to rank in Google for hair salon for black hair than just hair salon. So make sure you're optimizing your web pages for keywords that are not too competitive. My tip number 4 is to create a social media marketing strategy for your website. Yes, this means not only posting on your blog, but also posting out on other social media platforms. Now, this might be Instagram, this might be YouTube, this might even be medium.com, but it's essential to connect to people where they are and refer them back to your website. This is a great way to build social shares, so if people are sharing your website on social media, and if people are sharing your posts and your content on social media, it also shows Google that you are an authority website. Building your authority on social media as a company is really important. You need to have your voice in your industry, whether it be hair, whether it be makeup, whatever products or whatever services you sell, you need to have a voice on social media, not just an online storefront. This is one of the only ways you can compete with companies within your niche that have a shed load of money to spend on marketing. It's so easy for entrepreneurs to get complacent with their social media marketing. However, it is essential, especially in the 21st century, for you to have a social media presence for your business. And this means more than just posting up updates about you moving offices or you having a new offer on your website. You actually have to be offering value on social media so that people can follow you. You have to create what's known as quality content. Now, I have a lot of videos on this, and like I said, I will leave some of them in the description down below. But a lot of you are sleeping on social media, and you need to really wake up, because if you don't, you're really going to miss out on essential search engine traffic. And my 5th and final tip is to remain patient. Make sure you're working diligently on all of the strategies in this video and also in the other videos, some that I'll produce in the future and some that I'll leave in the description down below. But search engine optimization is not an overnight success thing, especially if your website is less than a year old. It takes a while for you to build up authority. It takes a while for search engines to actually start ranking you where you should be ranked. But if you're consistently doing what you should be doing on social media, if you're consistently updating your website with new, interesting, engaging blog articles and creating an authority site and not just a static site that you expect Google to come and crawl and position you in the first page of Google when you've done absolutely no work, it takes a while to rank in Google. It is hard work, but stick to it, be patient, do all of the right things, and make sure you're actually writing for people. Like I've mentioned, don't write for search engines. Now, I mainly made this video in response to a few comments that I've been getting from people who are struggling to rank their websites on Google. So if you have any difficulties or struggles, whether it be ranking your website in Google or whether it be just marketing your website in general, whatever it may be, leave me a comment in the comment section down below and I will do my best to answer it. I may even make it into a video if I get enough comments about one particular topic. So have you had any difficulties with ranking your website in Google? If you have, then let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. But did this video help you out? If it did, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. If you have any additional questions or comments, then leave them for me in the comment section. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Have a great day and I will see you soon.